Listen, let me tell you something, okay? Now, I don't know if you saw this in the Bible or not, but there were some prophets, and they once said, don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't you blame it on a good time. Just blame it on the boogie. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just blame it on the boogie, okay? Now, I don't remember what chapter, that was in. I'm sure it was like Nigalations, the Jackson 5 Chronicles. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but today, as I am recording, is I want to say it has to be at least 13 years that Michael Jackson has passed, if not more than that, I would think. So rest in peace to the gloved one, the mistress of a good time. Wait a minute. That's not a read either. Okay. Anyways, welcome to an all new episode of A Seat at the Table podcast. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay. So we are back to our regularly scheduled program, which is a smooth, cool Monday recording. And I think that, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like after the weekend and you get back to your first day at work, right? You have so much to catch up on with your good work Judy. You know what I mean? Your good work Judy. Like everybody has one. I've been actually really blessed to have some amazing good work Judies. Have y'all ever had like a really just good work that like even after y'all both got fired or whatever the case is, even after all of that, y'all was still friends? Sometimes I feel like that's really what happens, is like these situations are really more created to bring more people into your life and different experiences. But listen, don't make me wax poetic out here, all right? How the fuck are ya? Huh? Listen, it's hotter than 10 days of straight love outside. It is coming off of Gay Pride weekend around the globe. And you know what? It's been a really crazy couple of like days. I think that there's just been a lot going on, especially in the news. So I hope that you are treating yourself properly, that you are loving on yourself, even if no one else is. I hope that you are telling yourself and reminding yourself and encouraging yourself always, okay? And when you lose the strength, I pray that you have great friends and accountability partners that will help to lift you up, I mean, that is really what fellowship is about. Fellowship is just about having a great group of people around you who are there to kind of count on me, count on me. Yeah, like that, Listen, I always listened to that song and felt like, if my friend and I cannot be that level of loving, then let's just not be friends. Like, cause you saw it, like the way Whitney and Sissy looked at each other was like, girl, you bitch. Yeah. That's the kind of friends you want around. You just want to count on me, like that. Yeah. Anyways, you can find A Seat at the Table podcast on Instagram, A Seat at the Table pod, all one word, all lowercase letters. You'll see me with my big cartoon head. You can also find me on Twitter at Galanda, Gailando Adams, or you can just say at Gail Z. Hurst, whichever one is easier for you. So what's schmoppin', my niggas? And some of my white friends too. Yeah. So what's happening? Okay, let's just get right the fuck into it, okay? Because we don't have time to waste. Because this is going to be a good catch up today, hun. Today, okay. So BET Awards. Let's just go ahead and glance over it. First of all, is it me or can no one fuck up some production on a television show like BET? I mean, I don't know if sometimes when I watch it, I'm like, this can't be real. This must be a joke. Like, this has got to be a joke. Starting with the fire marshal shutting down the red carpet, Nipsey Hussle and his stupid ass wanting to slap BET employees. Oh yes, that did happen. Fucking bad monitors from the onslaught. As soon as it started, Regina Hall and a poor Amanda Sandberg, they were both standing there, and Regina was like, well, I'm just here waiting for the prompters who come up. And you could tell she was just very irritated, okay? And so I knew that juju was just going to go ahead and, you know what? I just felt like, the production is bad, and it's like a stink mop. It doesn't matter that you are putting it in a bucket full of water. The mop stinks. You're cleaning with a stink mop, BET. I thought that they said that Deborah Lee was stepping down as president. There would be someone else stepping up, and they were really going to just reimagine the programming. And honestly, it just was shit, okay? Jamie Foxx was super duper awkward. I did not find him funny at all. I found him to be awkward. I found him to be the kind of funny that would date a white woman. No shade, no tea. And there's no shade, no tea, but there's a type. There's a personality type. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it has nothing to do with the way you look. It's just, everybody knows. Listen, whatever. I said what I said. He gave off that he was like black guy who like dates white women, and he's making funny, awkward jokes. I just wasn't into it. The whole moment with Childish Gambino, Glover, whatever, I thought that was fucking weird. The seat fillers were weird. Niggas didn't want to fucking get up for anything. Niggas they were too cool to clap. You're a fucking seat filler. Okay, at one point, I thought that one of those seat fillers happened to be the scumbag that I used to work with, right? I'm not going to describe him to you, but if you know, you know. So he was basically like a throwback scammer, right? You know what I mean? Like, the type of nigga that is like way too old to still be dressing like that, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. Like, too old to be still like not brushing the back of the teeth. You know what I mean? Like, still wanting to be cool and down. But the thing is, like, I think there's some OGs that like, you're like, yes, I see it for them though. You know what I mean? Like, they're just effortlessly cool. Like, I want to be like them. No, this was the kind of nigga that was like, he gave you the scavach. You know what I mean? Like, he skeeved you out. Like, he gave you the fucking scavach, okay? I was not into him. He always had a runny nose. Yeah. And I'm saying too much. So anyways, turned out that I don't believe that it was him. But I think the other thing too that was a gag was, did you guys know that, so Jamie pulls Donald Glover, Gambino, whatever, up to the stage and asks him to sing a part of This Is America. And the gag is my understanding is that Childish Gambino was to perform last night, but pulled out at the last minute. As was Janet Jackson, as was a couple of different celebrities. So I think that that's also interesting. I really hated the whole like Nicki motif with the Asian thing and the Migos motif with the Asian thing. Like, niggas just always want to do some shit that just is not black. Okay. Like, let's celebrate Asia. Okay, cool. Whatever. I don't know. I just wasn't the fucking Anita Baker tribute. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? I want to talk about it. But we're going to talk about who's right and who's wrong. Okay, now, first of all, Anita DeVette Baker. Now, I don't know if that is her middle name, but doesn't it seem like it would be? Okay, so Anita Baker, right? Legend. Rapture. Okay, composition, like, listen, fucking legend, never forget it, okay? You up and coming children, never forget, okay? Anita Baker is a national fucking treasure. Who do they get to honor her? Marcia's Ambrosius with the big knees, okay? Big knee Marcia out of Philly. I don't have anything against Marcia Ambrosius. I don't. I'm sure she is a lovely young lady. She was not built to be doing a tribute to Anita the Baker. okay? Because Anita D. Baker bakes those notes, okay? And they are always light and fluffy, bitch, okay? And who did they get to honor her? A bunch of dense cake bitches, okay? No shade, no tea to my girl Lettucey. But she was giving us suavemente stocking runs like, you know, when your mom would send you on Sunday morning when she was going to church, but her stocking ripped, and she would tell you to go around the corner and go get you the cheap stockings. The cheap sheer ones. Yeah, that's the notes that I was getting from her. And I was like, oh no. Where was Layla Hathaway? Was she booked? Cause I mean, her version I can't remember. If I could, that song. Layla Hathaway's version of it slays everything. You hear me? Everything. So that's all I got to say about that. For everyone who took the time to watch the BET Awards in its entirety, I want you to know you wasted too much time in your life. So moving on, what is next? So there has been this was not a good week for white women. Let's just say that. This was not a good week for them. Now, petition patties, you guys, you make decisions and you do some things sometimes. You guys are impulsive because you guys are way too used to having your own way, you know? So every time something doesn't go wrong, you guys call 911 like it's fucking customer service. 911 is not fucking customer service, white people. It's not a customer service line for you guys to call on people who are people of color. So everybody but y'all. It's not a customer service line. They cannot fix us. Girl, when you call them, the only thing they are doing is killing us. And maybe that is the fix. No shade, no tea. I'm just saying, like, okay, let's get to it. So you guys know the story of the lady who called the police on the 8-year-old girl. I want to say this was somewhere near San Francisco. I thought it was actually New York City, but it turns out it was San Francisco. She calls the cops on an 8-year-old kid selling water in front of the place that she resides. Now, not the place that the white woman resides, the place that the little girl lives. So you are standing in front of your house selling water, right? And a white woman says, oh no, not on my watch, and calls the police on you. You're 8. Needless to say, she is facing a myriad of backlash, including death threats. And, you know what? I'm sorry. You put an energy out there in the world. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay to threaten people's life, but you put an energy out there. And if your energy is one of hostility and comfort, just know that it's going to come back to you. Speaking of which, Sarah Sanders Huckabee, the bitch that looks like she broke Amish to go help Donald Trump. Don't that bitch look like a big toe? Like, you know, everybody has hair on their toes, right? I swear to God, everybody has hair on their toes. Now, if you just put a little brunette on that bitch, on the big one, and then you just flip it down into like a breaking Amish kind of hairstyle, that's Sarah Sanders Huckabee. That's her. That's her. The bitch looks like a big toe, and a big toe that has a very bulbous like nail. Like, you know, it doesn't go up straight and cute. It's like real ugly, you know, like I'm sorry. I just think that she's so gross. Well, sister wife to 45 was asked to leave a restaurant, I believe in Virginia. The restaurant is called the Red Hen. She was asked to leave the restaurant by the owner after the owner was concerned of the feelings of her employees, which include LGBTQ people as well as immigrants and other people of color as well. So, because her staff felt uncomfortable with Sarah Sanders Huckabee actually being there because of her stance and her position in the cabinet of 45, the owner decided that, you know what, she's going to choose her employees over Sarah Sanders Huckabee. She asked her to leave. And she did so very respectfully. She went to her in private and said, you know, listen, this is the deal and you gotta go. So, not a good time for white women. This has not been a good week for you guys. I don't know, y'all. What's listen, in other news, I don't know if you guys, now this is something that was perhaps more of a local story. However, I believe now that it is becoming a national headline.